Hello and welcome to day 13 of the Wisdom Finance series. I am excited to welcome you again. My name is Favour Excellence, and of course, it's good to be doing life with you in this season. So today I want to share with you some wisdom in spending. I have talked about savings and shared with you some wisdom in savings. Now, what about some wisdom in spending that can help you to be very effective in your expenditures? Don't forget, your budget has to do with your income, and it also has to do with your expenditure planning and your actual expenditures. So what are some wisdom that can help you in terms of your expenditures so that you do not overshoot your budget and you are able to be effective in your budgeting? Number one, don't spend it if you do not budget it. Many of the times after you have developed your budget, you already have your budget, you can go somewhere and then you are tempted to spend on something or spend for something that you had not budgeted. Don't yield to that temptation, except it's a matter of life and death. Don't spend it if you do not budget it. What you can do is to note down that need. Maybe something came up and you realize that you need to do it. If it's not a matter of life and death and it can wait, you can keep it for the next period. So if, for example, we're in the month of December and something comes up and I realize I need to spend on something, if I did not budget it for that month, I can decide to say, okay, let me plan for it in January. So in January, I would include it in my budget so that I'm able to incur or meet that particular want or need in that period. Don't be tempted. Yes, temptation will come, but please do not yield to that temptation. Temptation would come. Again, I say temptation would come. But what? Do not yield to the temptation to spend on something that you did not budget for. Number two important point that will help you is spend in bulk, not in trickles. Many of the times, a lot of people try to spend on a daily basis and all that. It is more expensive for you when you spend in trickles. So for example, I want to buy my food items. If I buy my food items for the month and I buy it in bulk, it is cheaper for me than buying them in bits on a daily basis. First of all, the stress of having to go out to go and buy something every day, or maybe I pay transport to go to the market every day, except they are perishable. But if they are not perishable, I already have my list for the month and everything I need for the month. I buy them in bulk. When you are buying your things in bulk, you are able to negotiate better and you are able to get better rates and you are able to save more. So if, for example, you are shopping for a family, you can make arrangements and get things cheaper. So for example, this December, I engaged with some colleagues that wanted to get certain things and we plan to get it in bulk together and then share. That gives me a cheaper price and it helps me to be able to effectively manage my money. Instead, you should save in trickles. When monies are coming into your hands in bits and pieces, that's not the time when you say you want to spend. No, those monies that are coming into your hands in bits, you need to put it aside. You need to save it until you develop a budget on how you want to spend that money. That is when you now start to spend the money. Save in trickles and spend in bulk. Another thing is you need to apply wisdom to understand times and seasons when certain things are cheaper and certain things are more expensive. When they are cheaper, you can get them in bulk, and when they are more expensive, you try to reduce the rate, right? I know somebody that tried to get some of our products at a particular point in time. And again, you need to know where you spend your money. You need to know where you do your shopping. If, for example, you want to go to the supermarket to get groceries, definitely you know that supermarket, you are paying for the AC, you are paying for the environment, you are paying for the security guards and everybody that are there. You are paying much more. But if you go to the market, you might get those things cheaper. So you need to know the times and the seasons where things are cheaper, and you need to know where you can get things cheaper as much as possible so that you are able to be effective in your spending. It's wisdom for you to get things at the best price. So you need to work that out and see what works for you so that you can be able to be more effective in your spending, at least until you become Otedola or you become Dangote. Then you can be going to the supermarket or you can go to those high level shops. But where you know that you can get things at a cheaper rate, please do go and get them there, and you would be able to spend less and save more and be able to effectively manage your finances and secure your financial future. Cheers to your world breakthroughs, and I will see you in day 14.